Munson with Munson Music, and we're going to talk about how you can play a song called Can't Raise a Man by K.Michelle. And we're going to start off by walking through some things in root position. We'll end up cabling on 5th fret to match the recording. But we start off with kind of that incidental kind of intro where we start off on kind of just big downs on kind of an F major to kind of match that string line. And the way you play F major, normally you do this as a 1st fret bar, 2nd finger on the G string 2nd fret, 3rd finger on the A string 3rd fret, and the pinky on the D string 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an F major chord and it sounds really happy. Now you may also want to think about using something called F major 7, where you do the 1st finger on the B string 1st fret, 2nd finger on the G string 2nd, and the 3rd finger on the D string 3rd fret. And if you strum the D string and the high E string, then that sounds really groovy and happy. That's called F major 7. And then from the F, we'll be going to a G major chord. When we play G major, 1st finger goes to the A on the 2nd fret, 2nd finger on the low E string on the 3rd fret, and 3rd finger on the high E string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord and it sounds really, really happy. And then from the G, we'll be going to an E minor chord when we play E minor. 1st finger stays on the A string 2nd, 2nd finger goes to the D string 2nd, and if you strum all those together, it sounds an E minor chord and it sounds really, really sad. And then from the E minor, we're going to be going to an A minor chord when we play A minor. 1st finger goes to the B on the 1st fret, 2nd finger on the D string 2nd fret, and 3rd finger on the G string 2nd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an A minor chord and it sounds really sad. And then from the A minor, we go to a G major, and then we kind of end up back on an F major, kind of before our intro starts. So you want to kind of work that as just kind of big downs. E minor, and then A minor, G, from there, then we go into kind of our main intro, which kind of becomes our main verse chorus, where we start out on the A minor, and then we go to G major, and then we go to an E minor, and then we go to a D minor chord when we play D minor. 1st finger goes to the high E on the 1st fret, 2nd finger on the G string 2nd fret, and 3rd or 4th finger on the B string 3rd fret. And if you strum the D string to the high E string, that sounds a D minor chord, and it sounds really, really sad. And we end up repeating that quite a bit, kind of A minor, G, E minor, D minor, A minor, G, E minor, D minor, A minor, G, E minor, D minor, and then A minor, G. And at the end, we go to an F, and then we go to an E major chord. We play E major. 1st finger goes to the G string on the 1st fret, 2nd finger on the A string 2nd fret, and 3rd finger on the D string 2nd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an E major chord and it sounds really, really happy. And you could kind of work that with just kind of a down idea, and kind of a 4 down, or even kind of a 3+5 idea can work. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. E minor, D minor, A minor, G, E minor, D minor, A minor, G, F, and there's some places where you may want to really kind of punctuate that E major with kind of a down and kind of fill the strings. But a lot of times with a song like this, to make it more interesting, I like adding something called a strum pattern. And one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 like this is down, down, up, up, down, up. So we took the A minor and just tried that a lot. You had down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. There's a couple different ways you could apply that strum pattern. You could kind of work just a down, down, up on the chords, kind of E minor, D minor, or you may want to do a down, down, and then hit the G on the up, down, and then kind of half the pattern for the E minor, D minor the same way. A minor, down, G on the up, down, D minor, down, D minor, up, down, and the last time E minor, G, and then we go to F, E, and you can kind of work that hit as an up if you're digging on that. And then we'll basically be repeating that through the song until we get to our bridge part. And on our bridge part, we have a B flat major that kind of creeps into the song. And then we play B flat major. 1st finger goes across the entire 1st fret. And then normally you could do the 2nd finger on the D string 3rd, 3rd finger on the G string 3rd, pinky on the B string 3rd. And that sounds a B flat major chord. Or what feels better to me is to kind of do that as a double bar and kind of work the 3rd finger over D, G, and B. Or you could use a smaller B flat major by doing 1st finger on the high E 1st fret, 3rd finger on the G 3rd, pinky on the B string 3rd, kind of like the top 3 or the top 4 strings. Or you could use a B flat 5 power chord, or you do 1st finger on the A string 1st fret, 3rd finger on the D string on the 3rd fret, kind of like that for your B flat. So through that bridge part, you've got kind of the A minor, G, E minor, F, A minor, G, E minor, D minor, and then A minor, B flat, F, E, and A minor, G, and then there's this big push where you may want to work just downs, kind of on F, D minor, B flat, and then D major to lead back into our last chorus. Now the weird part is to play along with K.Michelle, instead of starting on an F major chord, starting on a B flat major chord. So to play along with the recording, what you want to do is take a capo, and if you put the capo on 5th fret, then now your F is really a B flat major, your G is really a C major, your E minor is really an A minor chord, your A minor is really a D minor chord, and your D minor is really a G minor chord, and your B flat is really an E flat major. But to take it from the very beginning, you got kind of that incidental part. That's kind of those downs. And then we kind of kick off our main progression where you have the A minor, G, E minor, D minor, A minor, G, E minor, D minor. From there, we go into our first verse, which kind of mixes that up. Now, one other thing I think about doing with the song is kind of adding bass notes. And a lot of times on that first down of the down, down, up, down, up, you could throw in a bass for the chorus. On the A minor, you have the A for the bass. On the G, you'd have low E for the bass. On the E minor, you'd have low E for the bass. On the D minor, you have D for the bass. And on the F bar, you'd have the low E for the bass. And on the F major 7, you'd have the D for the bass. So you can kind of throw basses into that progression and have A minor, G, E minor, low E bass, D minor, D bass, A minor, G, E minor, D minor, or you can half the pattern and kind of keep the basses on those. Bass, down, D minor, down, A minor, G, F, E, or you can mix it up a little bit too. And then from there, we be going into that same progression for our first chorus. Now, another strum pattern I would think about using through the song, though, is something called a 16th note strum pattern. And what I mean by that is if you're tapping your foot to the beat, right now we're dividing that beat into 2 parts with our down, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, 1, 2, and that's called an 8th note. What a 16th note is where you divide that foot tap into 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And what I think really matches the recording really well is kind of a down, up, down, up, down, up, 16th note strum pattern. And what I mean by that is if you take the A minor and do a down for 1 and then an up on 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, down, up, down, up. That's what you'd be doing on the first beat. Then on the second beat, you'd be doing an up on 2, down on 3. So you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 up, down, 1 up, down, 1 up, down. And then on the third beat, you'd be doing an up on 2, up on 4. So you'd be going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 up, 1 up, 1 up. Last beat, you'd be going down, up, right along with the 1, 2, 3, 4. So down, 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 down. So all together, you got down, up, down, 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 down. So you could kind of half the chords with that strum pattern by doing kind of a down, up, and then going to the next chord for the down, up, down, down. And then you have E minor for down. Up, D minor, A minor, G, E minor, D minor, A minor, G, E minor, D minor, A minor, G, our F, E. And then from there, they would be going into our next verse. Now, if you're digging on the basses, you can add basses to that 16th idea. And have kind of a bass, up, bass, up, down, to kind of half the chords. So bass, up, G, E minor, D minor, A minor, G, E minor, D minor, A minor, G, E minor, D minor, A minor, G. We got our F, and kind of our E hit. And then from that verse, then we go into our next chorus. Now, if you know other licks around these chords too, feel free to kind of throw them in and kind of make this song your own and kind of see what you can say with it too. So it can be kind of cool to kind of take these ideas and kind of mix them up a little bit too. To lead into our bridge part. And so if we tried our bridge with just the bass down, up, down, up, we'd have the A minor, G, E minor, F, A minor, G, E minor, D minor, A minor, B flat, F, E, A minor, G, F, D minor, B flat, E. Or if you're doing the 16th note on that last push, you may want to do kind of a bass down, down, down up on each chord. Idea, and on the B flat you'd have the A string for your bass on that. I know that's really quick, but kind of F, D minor, B flat, E. So we tried it that way. You'd have the A minor, G, E minor, F, A minor, G, E minor, D minor, A minor, B flat, F, E, A minor, G. That. And then from there, they'll be going into our last chorus. We're going A minor, G, A minor, D minor, A minor, G, E minor, D minor, A minor, G, E minor, D minor, A minor, G, F, E. And then from that last chorus, then we go into our outro part. So we're A minor, G, E minor, that's the basics of how you can play through Can't Raise a Man by K.Michelle. So good luck!